Ladies and gentlemen, there is hope. Cloak might actually get legs in the future. Hoping all the best for him. Hello there. I'm IntoLight, playing on the Ashland's Blade account, and today I took my very first swipe at playing Fox. Now, this isn't my very first game with her, this is like my third or fourth. The very first one I had with her was a full support team comp, so I'm not really sure that even counts, honestly. In any case, I figured I would take some time in this video to just give my first impressions of playing her and my thoughts on the character overall. Without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. Alright, before the round begins firmly here, I'll tell you straight up at first, we get rolled the first couple of points. Like, these first couple minutes go by really fast. Thor just gets continuously picked out, and then we slowly fall over one by one. Case in point. So, why am I showing this game in particular? Well, that's because by the end of it, I feel I'm starting to get a hang of Fox's abilities and interactions and what I'm supposed to be looking out for and disrupting and whatnot. So, by the end, there's a few plays that I'm actually quite proud of. I hope you'll look forward to them. With that out of the way, let's get into talking about her. White Fox seems to have straddled the lines of easy to play and hard to master. Her primary fire, while a projectile, is large and forgiving. If you miss, you might still hit your target via a wall or a floor bounce. With the bounce being slightly less potent than direct hits, it still rewards skill while not being too punishing if you're just a couple of centimeters off. My one gripe with it is that it does not seem to prioritize bouncing to allies, so it's sometimes hard to heal someone who's getting mobbed. You'll just end up hitting like 2 enemies instead. At the end of the day though, it's large, somewhat forgiving, very spammable, and also very satisfying to hit, especially when you hit ricochets. Like, similar satisfaction can only be found in listening to Moon Knight primaries and magic right clicks when they pierce through a whole bunch of enemies. I love it. 10 out of 10. Will spam again. Now, her shift and her right click are also large, easy to hit buttons. The trick to them is that, as far as I can tell, they're very difficult to use to their full potential. Her shift is mostly usable for getting her out of sticky situations. Like if you find yourself too far into the enemy team, or if you find yourself stuck on a flank or something, you can just teleport straight back to your team. However, it can also be used for more niche purposes, like blocking a Doctor Strange ult, or giving a tank enough time to duck back into cover to get some heals. 200 shields isn't a lot, but it's enough to make it worth your while. Her right click is also able to stun people out of ults or ability channels. So, while most of the time you'll probably just want to spam it out because it's good piercing, does healing, damage to everybody in a massive cone. Cone? No, not a cone. Cylinder. That's what it is. Yeah, dealing damage and healing to everybody in a massive cylinder. Every so often, if you're tracking abilities or tracking ultimates, you'll probably want to save it and try to hit somebody out of their big abilities. So, the long and short of it is, these abilities are okay when spammed out, but also have real, like, game-changing potential if you play them right. I think it's a really good balance. Her last ability is her E, the melee transformation. This is the hardest ability to get value from. Like, honestly, I'm not too sure what to do with it most of the time. However, I think that's mainly because I keep on missing my dashes. So, I'm not able to knock back anybody into my team or anything like that. Like, I've seen higher ranked players pulling people out of position and 1v1ing flankers with it, but like, I can hardly ever seem to actually be able to get on top of people, so not much I can do with it, honestly. And the second option, of course, is you can always just use it as a quick dash. Like, again, nothing optimal, but hey, if you need to get out, you need to get out. Like, you saw earlier in the background footage, I teleported to someone and it left me out of position with a magic breathing down my neck. I was able to use the transformation and the dash in order to get away from them. Quite successful. I mean, as long as you ignore the part where we both missed our dashes and then just stared at each other for a few seconds. Point is, you can use it to get away from people and save yourself out of sticky situations if you don't have your teleport up yet. So, again, just reiterating with every single one of these abilities, like, just spamming them out has their own, maybe I can call them minor use cases, where they're just okay, but then they also have just super game-changing potential when used in the right situations. Last but not least, her ultimate is fairly simple to pick up. Transform into a big Gumiho, you heal more by hitting enemies. I find the ability to be very good at pressuring the enemy team's backline, their supports and their DPS. Like, if you're able to separate out the tanks and cut them off from their healing, then the rest of your team can just eat them up while you're just this big 900 HP Goliath in their backline tearing it up. And if they do manage to knock you out of your transformation, then you can always just teleport back to your team. No harm, no foul. I find it is really not a heal bot ultimate, even though you can do quite a decent amount of healing to your own team with it as well. To sum everything up, White Fox is very fun to play. She's quite simple to pick up, and every single one of her skills rewards mastery with extra value. So, I will heartily recommend everyone try playing her for at least a couple of games. See if you enjoy it. See if you like the kit. See if it flows with you, sticks with you, whatnot. Yeah. I, for one, will absolutely be continuing to play her through the coming season. She's going to join my support roster along with Cloak and Dagger and Invisible Woman. I do think that's about it. Enjoy this epic last fight, and then I'll meet back up with you on the other side. After the first 2 points were complete stomps, we managed to barely pull out the victory. A huge shout out to the Elsa, like, they definitely carried, and also huge shout out to our Ultron, who switched and started helping us immensely. So, that's all I've got for this video. If you liked the video, please feel free to leave it a like. And if you want to see more of my content with magic gameplay, maybe some Angela gameplay or Thor gameplay and whatnot, yeah, subscribe to the channel and I'll keep on uploading videos. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.